Hello everyone, today I'm bringing you another episode about this watch, focusing on the mindset of watch enthusiasts. Since I've already done a review of this watch before, this time it's brand new content, so I'm taking it out again to share with you all. This is the official model of the watch, the Rolex Yacht-Master series, model M126679SABR-0002. The specific official information has already been attached on the screen, so you can take a look. The official retail price is $665,100 and the secondary market price is basically around $1.3 million. This can be considered as reaching the pinnacle within the Rolex Yacht-Master series. Previously, in a review we filmed, if you're interested, you can go back and check out that watch. At the time of filming, there were no 40mm white gold cases available on the market, and since the client liked this style, we used a 42mm Yacht-Master, a white gold Yacht-Master, for the modification. So, the size of that watch and the one we're filming today will be different in terms of dimensions. Other than that, there really aren't any other significant differences. So, for those who have already watched that previous review, you can just get a general idea from this one and don't need to watch it too closely. This time, we've custom made a CNC 40mm white gold reference. Of course, the material of this watch isn't actually real white gold. What we've done is use 904 steel and plated it with a layer of white gold. Of course, that's also an option. If your budget allows, you can custom order an 18-karat white gold case made from the same material as the original, but the price will be relatively higher. So, the overall configuration of this watch is as follows. A custom CNC steel case with a white gold layer and a matching clasp. As for the movement, we're using a custom integrated Dandong 3235 movement, also with a steel case and white gold layer. Many watch enthusiasts are already aware that this movement is very well made. However, although a lot of promotional materials claim that it can reach a 75-hour power reserve, in our own repeated tests, it does not actually reach 75 hours. It is more like around 60 hours. I want to make this point clear to everyone. The dial and hands are also fully custom made. We had to custom make the dial and hands. Currently, there are no 40mm Yacht-Master models on the market that use this type of dial and hands, so we had no choice but to have them custom made. Even the grey Yacht-Master and blue Yacht-Master models have dials and hands that are completely different from those on this watch. So, to support the overall configuration of the watch, let me briefly talk about the CNC machined case, the custom-made Dandong 3235 movement, the custom dial and hands, and the full set with colored gemstones, specifically pink colored gemstones. All 4 lugs of the watch are also set with the highest grade imported moissanite stones. Likewise, if you have specific requirements, we can also use even higher quality lab-grown diamonds. Some enthusiasts ask if we can use real diamonds, and that's possible, but it's really unnecessary. If you know a bit about diamonds, you'll realize that the quality of lab-grown diamonds is already indistinguishable from natural diamonds. In fact, the quality of moissanite is also on par with real diamonds. There's no visible difference to the naked eye. For most of the comparable watch models, we use top-grade moissanite because the cost is relatively lower, so there's less pressure for everyone to enjoy them. Now, let's go into detail about the overall quality and the craftsmanship of the diamond setting on this watch. There aren't major differences in other aspects. The main upgrade is in the case size. The dial and hands use what's called a universal hand, but in terms of quality, it's not much of an upgrade compared to VS quality. That's because the VS Yacht-Master's quality is already very good. Our substitute value might be a bit better, but the dial is only slightly better than VS. Not a significant improvement, but this is already the highest standard in the industry. If you want a dial and hands better than mine, you'd have to use the genuine ones, but currently, only the genuine watch supports that. The price is just too high. I think a lot of players will find it difficult to afford, so this kind of custom dial and hands is already the best choice for everyone. Okay, let's take a look at the overall details of the official watch and check out our custom CNC CDC clasp. We'll start by looking at the smaller details and work our way up. First, all 4 corners of the clasp have been rounded and polished. We've also polished the obvious gap here. Some new players used to say, there's a gap here, but if you look at the genuine product, it would look too fake if there wasn't a gap. On the original version, there's a noticeable gap in this area, and all 4 corners have a distinctly rounded, polished feel. They're not particularly sharp. That's the first point. Second, take a look at our crown. It's still an embedded crown. The embedded crown has no welding marks at all, and the polishing on the back of the clasp, with its subtle matte finish, is also excellent. On the back of the clasp, the engravings, including Smith, the 750 hallmark, and the doghead mark, are all present. They're all extremely beautiful, really beautiful, and the details are all very well done. Even in this spot, the 4 anti-counterfeit dots inside the Rolex security mark are all made very clearly and visibly with no issues at all. You can see that our CNC craftsmanship is now truly at a very high level. You don't need to worry about the anti-counterfeit dots next to E, under O, next to S beside X, or next to A, as well as the St. Bernard European 750 hallmark and the small Tianjin mark. The level of detail here is really excellent. You can feel it. For example, even the internal polishing is all done very well, with no issues at all. It's perfectly fine. We've applied a matte finish to the areas that require it and polished the parts that need to be polished. However, during the process of using the micro adjustment, the one-click micro adjustment feature, there will inevitably be some wear and tear. This is completely unavoidable, so as long as everyone understands this, it's fine, because when you push and pull it back and forth like this, that's just how it is. So when you push and pull it back and forth like this, a little bit of wear is completely normal. Even small marks are totally normal. As for these detachable structures, the custom-made results we've achieved are on par with the top-tier letter factory quality on the market, like Clean and VS. There's really no difference. It's excellent, the Platinum code, specifically for the 40 oil well card. Many experienced collectors are very perceptive when it comes to these details. Here's the clasp. Let's take a look at the watch case. The watch case has 4 corners overall. The Yacht-Master's case features 4 flat triangular corners, not sharp ones. At each of the 4 corners, there are precious metal hallmarks. Here you see the dog head mark and the small rectangle mark. There's also the 750 mark and the Rolex crown logo. All 4 corners have the crown logo. So, when it comes to precious metal hallmarks, you can rest assured, every detail, including the fluted bezel, is handled to the highest standard. For our more expensive custom cases, we always use original data for the molds, so you don't need to worry at all about the dimensions or thickness. They are spot on. It feels like it's being washed continuously. Take a look. What we've made here is a 40mm watch crystal, a zero-tolerance crystal. See that? My caliper is extremely accurate since it's a metal caliper. I've put 2 pieces of tape on the caliper, so the overall measurement is only off by a fraction of a millimeter. It's about 1.3mm thick. It might be out of focus. Let's take a look. The measurement is about 0.2mm, right? In terms of thickness, we've achieved exactly the same thickness as the original, about 11.38mm. This thickness is completely true to the original, so you can use it as a reference. Now, regarding the diamond setting, you can take a look at the color of each gemstone. From the triangular area at the face recognition position, the triangle there is a diamond, and all the transparent ones are diamonds, imported moissanite. The colored ones are all gemstones. The spacing and arrangement between each gemstone and diamond are very meticulously crafted. The first is a diamond, the second is pink, the second is pink, the third is purple, and the third is a deep purple diamond again. Then it goes from purple to light blue. This is a complete set of stones. Starting from here, it goes into a second round of repeated patterns. Every gemstone was selected by having our gemstone factory reference the original color tones, so you can be completely assured about the color quality of the gemstones. They definitely match the original version. Maybe not 100%, that would be a bit of an exaggeration, but 95% is absolutely no problem. You can't tell the difference with the naked eye. That's the first point. Second, let's look at the precision of our setting craftsmanship. From the side, you can see that every gemstone is perfectly level. If you've ever bought a custom diamond set watch of lower quality from somewhere else, you might have noticed that 1 or 2 of the diamonds can be loose. This looseness happens because the stones weren't set properly during the process. There are 2 main reasons for this improper setting. First, the skill of the stone setter may not be up to standard. Second, the craftsman who cuts the gemstones or diamonds may not have done a precise job. If the stones aren't cut accurately and are just roughly shaped, they won't fit together tightly when set. As a result, after setting, each diamond can't achieve a perfectly seamless fit, which leads to some stones becoming loose. These are issues you really need to pay attention to. You really need to pay attention to this because a good piece is built from countless high-quality details coming together. If even just 1 or 2 details aren't good enough, it will affect the overall quality and feel of the watch. Then the money you spent would feel like a waste. The reason we choose to pay a higher price for a custom watch is because we want every aspect of its quality to reach the best possible standard. Otherwise, why bother spending more? Wouldn't it be easier to just buy something cheap from a street stall for a few hundred yuan? Or, for 2,000 or 3,000 yuan, you could just buy a regular replica. Wouldn't that be fine? Why bother with modifications, right? So, since we're spending more money to customize, we must be as demanding and meticulous as possible about every aspect of quality and detail. So let's take a look at our gemset bezel. On the gemset bezel, you won't see any obvious gaps between each gemstone. There are no visible gaps. If you've ever closely examined any diamond set watch from me, you can take something extremely sharp, even a needle or a pin, and check it. You can try to poke at the gaps between each diamond and see if your needle can get in. I believe that 99%, I can't say 100%, 99% of the T-shaped diamond bezels I make, you won't even be able to fit a needle tip in between them. The setting is extremely tight, with no gaps at all. Why does it have to be set so tightly? Because if there are any gaps, dust will get in, and once dust gets in, it will affect the overall texture and light transmission of the diamond bezel. It will make it look very dirty. So when it comes to controlling the tightness of the diamond setting on the bezel, we are truly meticulous to the extreme. Now, let's take a look at how we handle the diamonds on the lugs. For the lugs, we use 9 diamonds, with each diamond's size, specifications, and placement carefully arranged. We also strictly follow the original version. Many people on the market use 8 diamonds when setting them. Why? Because of this one particular diamond, as you can see here. Right here, at this position, there is a particularly small diamond. Many diamond setters or factories won't do this for you, which results in you only having 8 diamonds. But we have 9 diamonds, including this small one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th one is the largest, that's the 4th, and then the 5th. The 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, there are a total of 9 diamonds. No matter how small the space is, we managed to fit them all in for you. Alright, let me show everyone the quality of our diamond setting. Here is 1 diamond, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 diamonds in total. You can take a look at the setting of each diamond. The spacing between each diamond is just right and very pleasing. This reflects our strict control over the quality of diamond setting, ensuring we achieve the desired effect. Oh, every detail on the piece is truly beautiful. Let's also take this opportunity to look at our gemstone setting. You can see there are no gaps at all, and each gemstone is cut with such clarity, giving a deep and layered sense of space. Even if you are extremely particular, if you, like me, have used a magnifying glass to examine the original authentic piece, and then you look at this model of mine, you really can't find any flaws. There's nothing to criticize. While we're using the macro lens, let's also take a look at the effect of our custom-made hands. Oops, it's gotten a bit smudged. As for the hands, they're not just simple thin metal pieces, they have a certain thickness, and there's no obvious burrs. You can see there aren't any noticeable burrs. However, compared to the original, which has that rounded, polished edge, there might still be a slight difference. But there are no obvious burrs, and overall, the hands are relatively three-dimensional. This is already a very high standard. What I'm showing you here is under a macro lens, so you can see the details. With the naked eye, you wouldn't be able to see this level of detail at such a close distance. At this range, you can also take a look at the effect of the solid hand axle. It's very beautiful, including the separation and polishing of the Mercedes-Benz logo. If these were ordinary replica hands, the jagged edges and burrs would be quite obvious. Our replacement hands, including the luminous powder filling in previous versions, are also very evenly and smoothly applied, with a texture as fine as a delicate sandy beach. If you zoom in too much, you can really feel it. It's like an extremely fine sandy beach. Even the triangular markers at the 12 o'clock position have been rounded and polished, not left with sharp corners. The applied markers at the 6 o'clock position are also rounded and polished, as are all the details, including our round applied hour markers. The edges are polished and finished, and the height of the luminous paint filling is also very true to the original. Also, take a look here. The anti-counterfeit red light is very clearly visible, even under high magnification. These are some of the details of our custom dial for you to experience, including Rolex's own printing. As for the little red hat, the thinness, thickness, and the forked ends, as well as the opening of the mouth, are all spot on. The angle of our hidden crown inside is also perfectly upright. Inside here, the metal hidden crown features Rolex engraving, and the brushed and matte texture treatment is just right. All of these details are excellent as well. The font on our large dial is a three-dimensional printed font, not a flat one, giving it a strong sense of depth. The glossy shine is also very pronounced. Additionally, our mirror date window is made with a subtle touch. The Doraemon reflection effect is extremely beautiful. Okay, so this is an overview of the overall details of our custom 40mm platinum candy bean Yacht-Master. The movement is a single direction 42-35 movement, which many enthusiasts are already familiar with, so I won't do a disassembly demonstration here. That's basically the situation with this watch. The main things we need to focus on are the dial and hands. The printing on the dial, our own printed dial, and the texture of this black color. It's not pure black, it's more of a grayish black. Next, there's the luminous powder filling on the hands, the polishing of the edges of the hands, and the assembly of the solid hand shafts. Even more important are the CNC machine case's ability to replicate the genuine product's angles, data, thickness, and dimensions. In addition, the quality of the targeted diamonds, the standard of diamond cutting, and the level of setting. All these factors combined are what make this possible. A high-quality custom rainbow Yacht-Master like this. Alright, finally, let me show you how it looks and feels on the wrist. At 40mm, whether it's worn by men or women, it's very user-friendly. My wrist is 16.5 centimeters, and wearing a 40mm Submariner or Yacht-Master puts absolutely no pressure on me. Personally, I prefer wearing the 42mm because I like slightly larger watches, but 40mm is definitely manageable for both men and women. Lastly, let me show you the lume effect of this watch. Even though it's daytime here, the Yacht-Master's lume is still outstanding. Take a look. Under slightly dim daylight, the lume effect is still very noticeable, and the glow is especially strong. It has an ice blue lume. Alright, that's basically everything for this watch review. If you want to know more, feel free to discuss in the comments section. See you next time.